This is Mokelembembe, also known as the last living dinosaur.
Deep in the Congo River, something massive moves beneath the surface. Fishermen whisper about shapes that shouldn't exist, beasts twice the size of crocodiles sliding through brown water. But that's only one rumor among many. Across Africa, river people talk about tracks as wide as a doorway, electric fish that hit like a live wire, and survivors that seem older than history itself. Here are 10 most terrifying river monsters discovered in Africa. Mokele-mbembe. In remote tributaries of the Congo River, fishermen describe encounters with Mokele-mbembe, a name said to mean one who stops the flow of rivers in Lingala. Reports go back to 1776, and the details repeat with eerie consistency. Heavy footprints near the waterline, sometimes claimed to be 1 meter across, with deep toe impressions and claw marks. Guides say they have seen a long back break the surface for seconds, then vanish, leaving a rolling wake that rocks dugout canoes. The legend survives because it fits the landscape. In flooded forest, visibility is near zero, and sound carries strangely through trees. Witnesses describe low roars that echo like distant thunder, and a sudden silence and birdsong before the water stirs. In 1983, a zoologist claimed he filmed something at Lake Tele, but the footage reportedly failed to develop, turning the event into fuel for debate rather than proof. Stories from 2023 and 2024 still mention huge shadows under dark water and distant roars. Skeptics argue the sightings could be misidentified hippos, elephants crossing, or floating logs. Believers insist the creature behaves differently. It circles boats, rises briefly, then slams down with enough force to swamp a canoe. Either way, the fear is practical. People avoid certain bends, especially in low light, because one mistake on those waters can become a disappearance. Goliath tigerfish. If the first monster is mystery, the next is confirmed terror. The Goliath tigerfish is one of the Congo River Basin's most formidable predators. It can reach about 1.8 meters and weigh up to 70 kilograms, and many anglers insist larger individuals exist. Its mouth is lined with dagger teeth, often reported up to 2.5 centimeters long, that interlock so tightly the bite snaps shut like a trap. This fish isn't just built to kill, it's built to strike fast in chaos. It thrives in powerful currents across the Congo Basin, including the Lualaba River, and it is closely linked to connected waters like Lake Tanganyika. A muscular body and thick tail allow explosive bursts that shred schools of fish. It also uses sensitive organs along its body to detect tiny vibrations, letting it hunt where eyesight alone fails. Local stories claim it will challenge smaller crocodiles, and while that's hard to verify, the fish is undeniably fearless. Shiny jewelry and reflected light can resemble prey flashes, which is why some guides warn visitors to remove bracelets before leaning over a boat. When food is scarce, the tigerfish may turn on its own kind, a brutal form of cannibalism that keeps only the strongest alive. Nile crocodile. Some river monsters need no mystery. The Nile crocodile dominates waterways across much of Africa, reaching around 5 meters in large individuals. Researchers frequently report that crocodiles kill hundreds of people each year across sub-Saharan Africa, making them among the region's deadliest animals. A crocodile's danger comes from patience. It can float invisible, showing only eyes and nostrils, then launch in a blink. Victims are often attacked while swimming, washing clothes, or hauling nets close to reeds. Once grabbed, a person is dragged under and drowned quickly, then held underwater before feeding. Communities living near the Nile, the Mara River, and shores connected to Lake Tanganyika schedule chores around safer hours, avoiding the water at dusk and dawn. Survivors describe a silent force, like being hooked by a winch, followed by a violent spin that tears clothing apart. Died number 10. Vundu catfish. The Vundu catfish is less famous than crocodiles, but in parts of the Congo River it is feared for a different reason: strength that seems impossible. Vundu are giant catfish known to grow large and heavy, and local stories blame them for drownings where bodies were never recovered. Fishermen describe lines snapping like thread, hooks bending straight, and boats jerking sideways as if something below grabbed the net. In deep channels, a fish doesn't need to hunt humans to kill one. A sudden strike can pull a person off balance, a rope can wrap around an ankle, panic can push someone into the current. That is why some elders treat certain holes as cursed, not because a spirit lives there, but because the water hides what is hooked. Researchers who have tried to investigate these tales run into the same problem every time. The habitat is dangerous. The Congo River has whirlpools, submerged trees, and unpredictable surges. Even if attacks are rare, the combination of a massive fish and a fragile canoe can turn a routine trip into tragedy. Zambezi River. Not every monster has a name. Along the Zambezi River, where it forms a border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, people speak of deaths that feel different from ordinary drowning. The river is famous for powerful currents, sudden drop-offs, and churning channels that hide rocks and holes. Crocodiles and hippos are well-known threats, yet fishermen sometimes claim they were pulled under by something they never saw. In fast water, evidence disappears. A canoe can flip, a person can vanish, and the river can erase tracks within minutes. That uncertainty becomes its own creature. Some communities talk about a thing that lives in the deepest troughs, striking in the foam where eyes can't follow. Others believe the river itself is the predator, current, suction, and turbulence punishing the smallest mistake. Practical safety advice often sounds like superstition. Don't fish alone, don't tie a line around your wrist, don't stand on slick rocks, and if the water suddenly goes quiet in a roaring channel, back away, because something heavy may have shifted underneath.
Giant electric catfish. The giant electric catfish adds a shock to the nightmare. Species such as Malactorous electricus can produce powerful electrical discharges. Reports commonly cite 300 to 400 volts, and some sources mention up to 450 volts in large individuals. The electricity comes from specialized cells called electrocytes, packed into an electric organ that surrounds much of the body. In rivers like the Nile and the Congo River system, these fish often hunt at night. They hide under roots by day, then move through dark water after sunset. When prey comes close, the catfish fires a burst, stunning fish long enough to swallow. The shock is also a defense against predators, and some scientists think it may help with navigation in low visibility. For humans, the danger is situational. A strong jolt in deep water can cause muscle spasms, confusion, and panic. A swimmer may inhale water, or a fisherman may drop a paddle and flip a canoe. That's why some local rules are simple. Never grab an unknown catfish barehanded, and never wade at night. The 50-foot Congo serpent mystery. In 1959, a pilot reported seeing an enormous reptile in the Katanga region of the Congo. The witness was described as a Belgian Air Force colonel, experienced in aerial reconnaissance, trained to judge distance from height. He estimated the creature at close to 15 meters long, far beyond any verified snake. He described a dark green-brown back, a pale belly, and a large triangular head. As the aircraft passed lower, the animal reportedly lifted about 3 meters of its body into the air, as if preparing to strike. The colonel later said he felt that if he moved closer, the reptile might attack the aircraft. Later retellings inflated the size, but the core account remains, a huge serpent in rainforest water, seen by someone who believed he could judge scale accurately. Could it have been a python misjudged by perspective? Could it have been a crocodile stretched on a sandbar, its length exaggerated by shadow? Maybe, but the rainforest is vast and new species are still discovered. That gap between what is known and what is possible is where this story lives. African arowana. The African arowana feels like a fossil that never went extinct. Sometimes called a living relic, it has existed for millions of years, with roots reaching back toward the Jurassic. It can grow to about 1 meter and weigh up to 10.2 kilograms, with large scales and long fins that ripple like banners in slow water. Its signature adaptation is air breathing. The fish can gulp air at the surface, allowing it to survive in oxygen-poor swamps where other species would suffocate.
It is found across parts of Africa, including watersheds in the Sahelo-Sudanese region, Senegal, Gambia, and areas connected to the Congo River basin. Unlike many relatives that focus on fish, it is an opportunistic feeder, taking insects, shrimp, small fish, and plant matter. Genetic studies suggest it diverged from related lineages around 106.1 million years ago during the breakup of Gondwana. In modern rivers, it can be both hunter and hunted, serving as prey for larger predators like tarpon and Nile perch. When it rises to breathe, its ancient silhouette looks like something from another world. Nile monitor lizard. The Nile monitor lizard is one of the most effective reptile predators along African waterways, second in presence only to crocodiles. Powerful, intelligent, and fearless, it raids nests, steals eggs, and forces even large animals to stay alert. In some regions, monitors can destroy a significant portion of crocodile nests in a season, acting as a harsh natural control. A laterally flattened tail makes it a strong swimmer. It can glide through water and vanish into reeds when threatened. It lives across much of sub-Saharan Africa, wherever permanent water exists, and it adapts well to new habitats. When cornered, it fights aggressively. Tail lashes can open wounds, teeth can tear, and claws can rake. If danger persists, it releases a foul-smelling musk that convinces many predators to back off. Young monitors feed on crabs, insects, and worms. Adults expand to birds, rodents, and other vertebrates, and they are opportunistic scavengers when the chance appears. Seeing one close up is unsettling because it watches you like a strategist, not a simple animal. Kamba catfish. Deep in the Congo River system, fishermen also speak of the Kamba catfish, another giant blamed for dragging victims underwater. Like Vundu, it is said to live in dark holes where visibility drops to zero. Nets that snag it may disappear, lines may snap, and paddles may be ripped from hands in a violent surge. The species remains poorly studied because the habitat is hard to reach and dangerous to work in. Deep channels, heavy debris, and unpredictable currents make scientific sampling risky. That lack of data leaves room for legend, and legend grows where the river refuses to explain itself. Some locals believe the fish learns, associating humans with food after repeated accidents. Others say it is territorial, defending certain deep pockets. A more grounded explanation is still frightening. A massive catfish thrashing in a net can create enough force to capsize a small canoe, and in the Congo River, current and depth can finish the job before anyone can help. In the end, the monster might be a fish, the water, and 1 second of bad luck.